Yeah. Yes, welcome back. Hmm? How do you overcome these things? How do you overcome pornography? How do you overcome masturbation? It all starts with having a plan. It all starts with understanding that you are a person who is variable. For the born again guys, you are a son of God, you're a child of God. Having that understanding that you have your own personal value, that life is about you understanding yourself. That the way you're born, you don't require any other trigger. The way you're born to become an image. And not only an image, but an image of substance. An image that gives us greatness, that gives us hope. And so you are created as an image of greatness, an image that gives positive vibes. And so, for you to overcome, you must start by understanding that pornography is a problem to me. Many times I have met addicts, or people have been sent to me because they are addicts. One of the key questions that I always ask is, are they willing to change? Is it coming from them? Is it something that is birthed in them? Do they see it as a problem? Because if they don't see it as a problem, even if we tried, even if they met the best coaches and the best counselors like myself, they cannot change. It must be self-initiative. So you must, number one, understand and analyze your life. Is pornography becoming a problem? Am I becoming a fantasy-oriented person? Is this the thing that is driving my life? Whatever I do, is it driven by the urge for sex? Am I being a person who doesn't have boundaries, who doesn't have limits in what I'm doing? Because if you understand it to be a problem, if it becomes a problem to you, then you can be able to go to the next thing. You can be able now to go for looking for help. Because having understood that it is a problem, then there's a possibility that you're going to speak out. There's a possibility that you're going to say, hey, I'm in a problem. I'm in a ditch. Can someone come and remove me out of this ditch? And we read so many stories, and including the story of the lost son, the prodigal son in the good book. And the prodigal son, having eaten all this manner of bad food from the pig, it was only up to the point of coming back to his senses. And I will say this, drugs works against our use of common sense. So we realize we are not using our common sense well. What was supposed to be smelled, what the smell was supposed to be for, we are misusing it. We are abusing our mouth. We are abusing all these things. And so that does a demolishing of our common sense, our common view, our common perspective that should be very positive. So you must come back to your senses like the prodigal son and say, hey, this is the place I am in. I'm going to go back to my original. And going to your original requires another person. Either a person who is higher than you, a person who is a good friend, a true friend, who can walk with you, or even you can get a bypasser, like the good Samaritan, someone who is willing to hold your hand and tell, hey, guy, you are destroyed, you're bleeding, you are hurting, and you're speaking to them and telling them, man, pornography has messed me up. Masturbation has messed my relationship. Masturbation has messed my dream. Masturbation has messed me as an individual. I've become so violent because I have a lot of guilt in myself. I have a lot of aggression in myself. And so you are getting yourself into the cocoon. So what I mean in the first two things that you need to do is that you must understand, for you to move out of the prison of pornography, out of the prison of masturbation, it is a self-initiative. We can speak to you like I do in schools, in colleges, in the community, in churches. We can give you very nice talks. But until you take it by yourself, you take the bull by the horns and say, I'm in a problem, I'm in a mess, I'm messed up. I need to come out of this thing. And then you go to the next one and look for help. Go seeking for help. And this one only happens when you speak out. I can be seeing you as someone who is so good, doing so well. But until you come to that level whereby you're speaking out and seeking for help, then that is the only way we can really help you. And that is why I call you guys under this tree. So that at the bliss of this tree, that is at Tumaini Cottages, the bliss of this tree, we can have a listening together. You see, one of the greatest statements that I have read in the Bible is a statement that talks about, come, let us listen together. Come, let us listen together. Now, if you fail to come, nobody will be willing to listen together with you. But if you come, we are willing. We as counselors and coaches, we as teachers, we as guys who are religious, we as pastors, we as parents, we can sit down and listen together with you. We as priests, we can sit down and listen together with you. And so you need to come out and reason. But the reasoning starts with yourself. You listen with yourself and ask yourself, man, I'm in a mess. What do I do? The next thing is go seek for help. Of course, the ultimate help will come from God. But before you get to God, okay, God can help, and He has helped quite a percentage of people. But before you get there, you must be willing to share it out with others. You must be willing to share it out with people. You must either get a lock. There are phone locks, there are computer locks, there are apps that block any pornographic material. So you can install this to your phone, but you can get someone who can help you to do that, because in the walk out of pornography, it is one of the work that you need an accountability partner, somebody who can be checking on you and asking you, hey, how are you doing? Are you still watching these clips? How many did you watch yesterday? And you must get yourself to a neuro-linguistic programming. You must come up with a timetable, a program, like for 21 days, whereby you're saying, I'm going to reduce. If you have sunk so deep into pornography, you must be this willing person who can walk through a systematic desensitization. Or you can give yourself 7 days of clean life, 7 days of not watching pornography, whereby for 7 days you crap yourself, you reward yourself. Any fall, you punish yourself. And then you walk into the next 7 days, 21 becomes a habit. You move in this for 6 months, it becomes part of you. You move for 1 year, it becomes a lifestyle. But I would say this, the relapse rate for pornography is very high. That is why I'm saying you must get an accountability partner. An accountability partner helps you to check on you and always have a sharing platform, move you out of the withdrawn state, you out of your bedroom, move you out of those funny things that makes someone to move out of the social life. Another thing that you need to do, you need to understand your triggers. What are the things that triggers pornography watching, pornography lifestyle of watching to your life? What are these triggers? You need to make a disciplined move, whereby you remove the triggers from you. Are the triggers some heartbreaks that you have suffered in life? Deal with those heartbreaks. Are the triggers some bitter pasts, some lack of accomplishment, some intentions that you had that never actualized? What are these triggers? You need to list the triggers down and always work against these triggers. Why am I saying that it is important to work against these triggers? It is important to work against these triggers because triggers will facilitate relapse. Relapse is going back to the former state. Relapse is always a state in addiction whereby you can even move. I have seen people who have worked 8 years of clean life, 8 years of recovery, 14 years of recovery, going back because they gave themselves an opportunity to go back to the triggers. And once you have known what your triggers are, you come up with a journal. Celebrate your life. What are the feelings? Now that you didn't watch porn yesterday, What did you feel? Was it a good experience? Celebrate this good experience. In case of a slide, you just slide to the journal and always read this journal. The journal is supposed to encourage you to keep good momentums, to keep good moments of life, to keep happy moments of life, to study your feelings. Yes, I didn't watch pornography, but I was not feeling so well. What is it that I did? I did a nature walk. I went to play football. I went to swim. I went to do this. I went for a comedy show. I went to celebrate somebody. I did mathematics. I studied chemistry. I studied all these constructive things that you did that will help you even in future to look at what are some of the things that I have done and they have worked for my life. Journals are very important. Then get yourself a good community. In the drugs world, we call it the sober community. Get yourself a community that is positive, that is not watching pornography. Encourage yourself to go for fellowships and quote in quotes, fellowships that are constructive, fellowships that are discussing the things that add value addition things. Get yourself into a club that gives you value addition. So you need to come up with a plan. And in the plan, it needs to show you what are the must-dos and what are the don'ts. What am I supposed to do? You plan your life, plan your day. Let your day be full of value additional activities. Activities that add and build the person you're supposed to become. Because you are getting into this journey to go back to your original blueprint. You're taking yourself back. You're taking yourself to where you used to be. Maybe, for example, you are drifted from your social life, you're drifted from your partners, you are drifted from your friends. Get back to this community. Get back to these people. Make a goal. Then create a mindset by yourself that you are no longer that dirty person. Deal with the problems that you have. For you to create a new mindset, you must deal with the problems that you have. And I would urge us, because at times people get into masturbation and pornography and they drift into drugs. Drugs become the other thing that is supposed to make them sit down and feel the satisfaction. Don't solve a problem with a problem. Deal with the current problem. If you got into masturbation and pornography because of heartbreak, because of low self-esteem, deal with the problem. Deal with that problem, and dealing with that problem, which becomes part of your plan, will make you an overcomer. Now, the last question is it possible to overcome? Yes, it is possible to overcome. You just need to analyze yourself, come up with all those things that I have said, and you're going to overcome. So, guys, as we finalize this thing, I want to say this. It is helpful. It is hopeful. You can have hope to overcome. If all these things are working, and then you see a counselor, you see an accountability partner, then you're able to overcome pornography. I'm standing for a pornography-free generation, a masturbation-free generation, a self-harming-free generation. And if this happens, then we can be able to have a great society, a great community, great families, great relationships, and we can make it and go very far. Until we meet next time, remember, this is your show, Talents Bell Show. It is real, it is relevant, it is relational. It is at Mamraka TV and Mr. Talanta Africa. Till we meet next time, stay real, stay relevant, and stay relational. God bless you. God bless Kenya. Asante.